Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Jones Edition. Today I'm replacing my headliner on the Jeep XJ. It's not a hard project, you just want to make sure you kind of keep track of everything. Do a better job than I did. I kind of lost a few screws here and there. So go ahead and pop off all the trim pieces, all your lights, and just kind of methodically put them in a place where you're going to remember how to put them back on. Be careful with this back piece of trim. There's some screws on the outside of mine, and there's 4 screws across the bottom. And there's like these metal retaining clips. A couple of them actually broke where the plastic meets the metal, so be careful. All these trim pieces on the side kind of fit inside each other, and they kind of slide together. And also be careful with this A-pillar trim. It also has those metal brackets that are easy to break. I wish I paid more attention during this part here. The visors were very difficult to put back on. You can use a little flathead screwdriver to kind of pop off the plastic retainer clip that has the wire for the little vanity light. There's 2 screws that hold this light bracket on, and you just kind of slide it forward and then down. Pretty easy to take off. I took a shop vac and just kind of scrubbed all the old adhesive or foam or whatever that is. I noticed a mouse was living in the headliner at one point, and used the bathroom all over it, so I took some bleach, cleaned it off. This part would have been a little easier with 2 people, but it's very manageable with just 1 person. It was pretty windy at some points during this project, and also extremely hot outside. I can't remember how hot it was, probably pushing 100 degrees. If you are going to do this project, try to pick a day that is not very hot, because the glue will dry fast and you have to work quick. So be careful with that. The glue is actually really easy to spray on. I just kind of made a real even layer. It recommends putting the glue on the headliner and on the fabric. So the headboard, whatever you call it, and the fabric, both sides. Then I kind of smoothed it out, and then I rolled the other side, and then I made sure I kind of pulled it where it kind of overlaps in the middle. I didn't want to leave a gap there so it starts sagging later. At this point, it was really starting to dry fast. I think the can was heating up and stuff. The part that was the hardest to lay was around that speaker area. See, really the only place I had issues with wrinkles is when I cut the excess off here. I left about an inch or 2, probably more like 2 inches, and then I took a box knife and I started cutting little strips so I can glue on the other side and kind of lay the strips down. Made holes for the speakers and then the lights. And then with that little excess of fabric, I took that spray glue and sprayed around the edges there and kind of rolled it back onto itself there. Being out of the sun and inside the garage, I was able to take my time a little bit more with these pieces. It would have definitely helped to have another person for this part as well, but it wasn't too difficult. I just kind of hung all 4 corners on the loose trim on each corner until I was able to kind of start putting trim pieces back up. Got my daughter here helping out, so excuse the distraction. The hardest part is when putting everything back up, the hardest part is actually finding all the holes of where they originally came from. So you pretty much have to kind of take your time, feel around, find the holes, peel the trim back, line them up. That's been my hardest time, is just trying to find all the holes. I didn't really pay attention to that when I was actually gluing the fabric down to the headboard. I would, if I did it again, I would probably maybe don't cover up any screw holes. If you notice where they are, just leave a little extra room so you can see them. Most of all the trim pieces are going to cover any extra spot that you leave open, but that's kind of been the hardest part so far, especially putting on these speaker caps. Let me show you. So these little speaker caps, once you get it mounted on, mine just had 2 screws. I think these are aftermarket speakers. There's spots for 4 screws, but 2 was holding on originally, and it seems pretty solid. It ain't coming off. But these back of these speaker things here have several little studs that are like just clip on there. They just popped right off. But you're gonna have to feel, like there's one right here. What I've been doing is just feeling it and making a small little indentation with the utility knife. And I go around, I feel like there's an indentation there. Come around, make a cut. Make a cut. It's okay. And we're back. So go ahead and make all your cuts, and they should line up, and they should start popping back in there. This one over here is giving me some fits.
Hiya.
There we go. There we go. All right. I'm eventually going to paint these black. Everything in here is has like tan still. And then you can see how I have the tan visors and the center console light. I'm eventually going to replace all these lights right here with LED lights. I think the whole kit I found through another video was like $50. But I might start just with the main lights for now, and then just replace those. So they have like a weird yellowish tint to them. They're definitely old, so they're definitely make sure you line up those holes properly. Keep an eye on those. Those are probably the hardest part. All right, here is just an overview of what I did here. I still have one handle to put up, but I wanted to show you what I've done. All those dark spots over here is just shadows from the car seat because I got my light on here. And then it turned out pretty good. There's a few wrinkles here and there. I think the worst part is right here. I think I'm going to make a small hole and just try to spray some more glue in there and shove it back up. I think it'll work. I think it turned out pretty good. The trim pieces here were kind of tricky. You just want to make sure you line them up. Again, the screw holes were kind of hard to find. Most of these are held in by the handle brackets. And I still have to, I actually forgot to hang up the seat belts. here, so I'm going to have to pop this off and then route the seat belt back up. So I forgot about that, but I'll fix that here soon. Way better than it was before. When I was looking to do the headliner replacement, I was looking online, and the kits were around like $130, $120, and it was kind of ridiculous. So I went over to Hobby Lobby. Someone told me that there was some stuff there. I'm not sure who exactly said to go check there. Maybe it was a video I found online. But I went to Hobby Lobby. They had 3 colors: tan, black, and gray. I'm going with all black themes on my Jeeps. I got, the TJ all black and the XJ all black. I ended up buying like 3 yards or so, 3 or 4 yards, and the total was like $20. Let me show you the receipt. So yeah, all the fabric, it really doesn't say how much fabric I got. I pretty much got the rest of the roll, and I ended up using a 40% off coupon here. They had it like 25% off anyways, but I said, instead of using the 25, can I use my 40% off coupon, which you can get on like Retail Me Not, or just type in Hobby Lobby coupon, and it 40% pops up all the time. You can use it on one item, and it's usually the higher price item. So this was really cheap, and I ended up getting the high temp glue. So here's the high temp glue. I'll give you the item number here, 27828. It's this Permatex adhesive. It's made for headliners, I believe. Yep, right here. Bonds to automotive headlining material, and it's for high temperature heat. So like especially on the black TJ, my hood, you can tell it's all faded. You probably can't tell right now since it's wet, but this is horrible looking when it's not wet. But this right here is made for high temperature heat, so that it won't melt your glue. I've seen other people use like regular 3M adhesive, and they said they wish they went with a high temperature heat, so because it's starting to come off and everything. So make sure you use something that's quality glue. But yeah, overall it was a really good project. I think I was all in about $35-ish after the glue. So $35 replacement and about an hour or 2 of my time. It really won't take you a long time, so don't be afraid to tackle that. I did this all by myself. If you have someone that will be able to help you out, to take out the headboard, to help clean up a little bit, it'll be a lot faster. Thank you guys for watching another episode. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.